Good morning. We are in Santiago de Chile. Today is October the 8th, 2016, and I have the pleasure to be here with Professor Otto Laske. So, welcome.
Thank you, Paul.
It's a pleasure.
I'm happy to be here.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to receive you in Santiago. And to start our conversation, I would like to ask you, what is dialectical thinking?
Yes. That is a topic I'm teaching here at Inpact, and it's a field of philosophical study, but the way I teach it here is very practical.
In what sense?
It's a crazy term, it's a Greek term, but let's not worry about the term.
Okay.
I think we can translate it into complex thinking. Complex thinking. How to do complex thinking. So in coaching, the question is, how can we think about our clients in a more complex way, and how can we make our clients think in a more complex way about the issues that they bring to us?
Mm-hmm.
And dialectic, or the tools of dialectic, are mind-opening tools.
Okay.
They help open the mind of the coach as well as the client. So when I listen to a cognitive interview in which I focus on how does the client think, if I then go back to it and I evaluate it, I can see where the client might be improving, could be improved in his or her thinking.
Okay.
And on that basis I can coach in a more flexible, mind-opening way.
What would be the benefit of having this dialectical thinking, for instance, for coaches, mentors, therapists?
Yes. Well, we are all dealing with the problem that the way humans think is not very close to how reality works.
Okay.
So we have this gap
Uh-huh.
between our thinking and what really is going on in reality. And one of the main features that I see in reality is that it is in constant transformation. It's not just changing, but it's changing its shape, so there's nothing to hold on to much. And flexibility of thinking, therefore, meaning flexibility of understanding this transformation, is very important.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to bring that benefit to not only coaching, but mentoring, management thinking, and so forth. So, for instance, if you ask a manager to describe a problem he is presently focused on, or she, you get a particular story, but then if you ask other managers, you get other stories. And so you can look at these stories and ask yourself, well, you know, where is the most complex thinking here about this one and the same situation?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the benefit. I think that people, first of all, have to be made aware that they're actually thinking.
Okay.
Because they don't realize that.
Okay.
By thinking, I mean they are constructing the world they are talking about. You construct it differently from me.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a shock to learn that I'm actually thinking. And so then I try to enter into their own mind, showing them the structure of their own thinking and how it could be improved.
Now,
like a surgeon, you know.
Yeah. Now, moving from a different perspective than our day-to-day work on
Yes.
coaching and mentoring,
Yes.
and I think we are facing that in many countries.
Yeah.
I would like to mention politics.
Yes.
How, for instance, can be society receive benefits from dialectical thinking in terms that politicians sometimes they want to construct a reality that is not there.
Right, that's a wonderful question, Paul. And in fact, that's one of the major motives for me to teach this. In the political world, we are dealing with such horrendous problems like global warming and income inequality and lack of educational resources. All of these are political issues that are crucial for any democracy in particular.
Mm-hmm.
We are not living by commands, but by our own thinking. That politicians, people who have power, not only politicians, but people who design educational systems, who run companies, who manage people, that these people come up to a higher level of complexity of thinking. And here we run into the difficulty that the educational system is based entirely on logical thinking.
Okay.
And logical thinking is not in opposition to dialectical thinking. They actually need to work together. Logical thinking allows us to take things apart, but dialectical thinking tells us or helps us to put it together again.
Okay.
And if we can not put it together again, then we are not seeing reality for what it is. So the point is that dialectical thinking can help us come closer to how reality really works, which is being in constant transformation, rather than in logical thinking we only see static snapshots. And what is more, we are now ruled by algorithms that are based on logical thinking, that perhaps even the people who design the algorithms do not completely understand. And so we are all running on this logical track that gets us further and further away from how reality works, in my view. Yeah. I'm overstating, but so that's my interest in teaching people a different kind of systemic, holistic, more complex thinking. And we can all do it, it's just that we have not given ourselves permission to think more complexly, I think.
Well,
and I try to give my students permission to.
You certainly
to do that.
You're reaching there with them,
Yeah.
and I will appreciate very much your work, what you have been doing during this very last years, and thank you again for being with us, teaching us. I've been one of your students, so I thank you, and I have a lot of gratitude for your work.
Thank you, Paul. It's an honor and real pleasure to be here.
Thank you.
Here. Yeah.
Ours too. Thank you.
Thanks very much.